So Brazil in the all-green strip throw off this Group G match in the Women's Handball World Championship, playing from left to right against Croatia in the all-white strip. We're here in the Pabellon Ciudad de Castello, day 2 of the championship, the opening match in this group. 4 teams in each group. The bottom place team in the preliminary round will go out of the competition. They will be in the consolation round after that. That could be at the very... Well, I was going to say the very least a yellow card, but she gets a 2-minute suspension for pulling from behind, and the referees from Egypt, Yasmina and Heidi El Sayed, have made it very clear they're not going to tolerate any kind of holding. Well, that might be a contender for the fastest suspension. 30 seconds. Nenad Sostaric has complained to the table, and all he's got is a word in his ear from Stella Vartanian, the official. So, now short-handed defence, so many gaps through. Good save by Tea Pijevic. Glances off her shoulder. Tea Pijevic, you had a key role in the European Championships last year with the slightly more experienced Ivana Kapitanovic out with a cruciate ligament injury. She's back now. Well, they're not taking out their goalkeeper at the moment, Croatia, and that was very much the case in the Euros as well. They preferred to just play short-handed. A lot of teams will take out the goalkeeper to even things up on the attack. That'll be a free throw. A push on the way round by Julia Guerriero. Blažević sent flying. Looking for the line. Bit of holding going on from the back. Good save by Arenhard. The ball is still in play. Was she still touching the ball on the way through? But that's a good start. Arenhard, who together with Rodriguez, the playmaker, not on at the moment, were World Championship winners in 2013. First goal of the game then, almost on the stroke of 2 minutes played, goes to Brazil against this short-handed defence, unable to hold them back in the centre. Mattielli, the scorer. Well, with no line play to worry about, the whole defence has shifted well beyond the 9-metre line. I'm not sure that's necessarily going to help the Croatians a great deal, but it's just the way they prefer to play it. Well, they went too deep, but that's come off the goalpost, stays with them. Micejevic has the rebound, and now Croatia are back to full strength again. It's going to be a free throw for the Croatians. As expected, very physical defending by the Brazilian, but that's what they're known for. Larissa Araujo, left winger, closing the door there. None of the Brazilian team play their club handball back home. All of them out in European clubs. The Croatia pull level, shot around the defender, De Paula, who didn't move forward. She pays the price. So for the moment, they have started with Mattielli in the centre, ahead of the more experienced Rodriguez Belo. Smuggled in, just past the post. De Paula. Cheering every single defensive move, and so you should. It's not all about scoring the goals. Getting a good ball up in front of the shooter. Micejevic, left back Blažević, scorer of their only goal in the centre, and on the far side, Krisnik. That's gone through. Blažević. Nice little breakthrough. They were expecting the cross and had to pass the ball back to Micejevic. Oh, into the line, and again, the centre of the defence not quite holding water at the moment for the Croatians. And the coach not entirely happy with that, Cristiano Silva. Ramirez Araujo. It's for Dunarea Braila in Romania. In fact, 7 of the Brazilian team play the club handball in Romania. 5 here in Spain. And they have the odd player in France, Poland, Montenegro and Portugal. Michievic fouled there. She gets the free throw. She really was leading the cheerleading for the team last year at the European Championships. Quite a character. Lifting spirits. Debilic is in on the line now. Oh, it's gone wide. Kliznik finding herself coming around the outside, but being right-handed, had to lean right over to get a decent angle on the shot and put it wide. The Guerriero now at left back for Brazil. Matielli in the centre. There's a free throw. Better blocking in the centre now. Well, let her shoot, because from there she was never going to get a goal, shooting right across her body. Guerriero, who plays for Granollers in Spain, where, of course, the final round of this tournament will be played out in a couple of weeks' time. It's also hosting one of the main round groups. Passive play now being called against Brazil, having to make a rushed shot. The shot taken and saved, and the passive play call goes away. And Brazil can take their time now a little bit more. The puller now being marked. Oh, there's a gap there. That's a penalty. Caught the foot of Krasnik on the way through. Gets a bit of a talking to. She's got to watch herself. She's already on 1 2-minute suspension. See, was it deliberate? Well, she's touching her in the air. That's why. It's a penalty. Comfortably put away by Ribeiro. There beats Pijevic. Croatians on the attack. Nicknamed the Queens of Shock after the Euro performance last year. They did create a shock, but that's actually not why they've got the name. It's actually based on the coach's nickname, Nenad Staric, who's called Shoka. So they are the Queens of Shoka in reality. And they did all come out with a crown on their head to take that bronze medal. Wonderful sight. Really enjoying their handball. And that's a penalty now for Croatia, won by Michievic, breaking through. Plays for Metz in France. The defender also inside the area. Arnhart faces Blažević. Well, she lifts the leg and immediately Blažević pops it underneath. Nicely scored by Blažević, now on her 2nd goal. She plays for Maguraci's Nadia in Romania and is actually club teammates with Brazil's 2nd keeper, Arruda. Maybe face her later on. As long as Arnhart is on form, they're unlikely to change her. Quick shot taken, beautiful. Such power. Guerriero. Quick throw off taken by the Croatians through the legs of the keeper, but that will be a free throw. Whistle's already gone before Kristik took the shot. Here's Nick, who's listed as a playmaker, often plays right back, but as we saw earlier, she's right-handed, so it's not ideal. The wingers come around now. 2nd line in for Croatia. Pozavec has gone in on the line. Should say Paula Pozavec. There's a race on, and Michievic has won it. If she's quick about it, there's a bit of space on the other side. It's too late now. Line coming around. Brazil do what they have to kill the game and allow the defence to get organised. Nenad Staric looking on. It's not quite going their way at the moment. 5-3 down. 9.5 minutes in. Beautifully put away. Ana Debilic, the line player. Balance as well. So Croatia back to within one, with Debelic getting her first goal from 3. Debelic, who was in the all-star team at the Euros last year. Played for a year in Russia at Astrakhanotska, but has now moved on to Vipers Kristiansand in Norway. 35 goals for them this season. You've got to watch. That's an attacking foul, run into the defender. That was well played by Katarina Jezic, the captain, who blocked the space. Oh, beautiful. Oh, the finishing, though, wasn't up to it. It was teed up superbly with a good run, but Paula Pozavec makes a bit of a hash of the finishing there. Oof. Well, if the angle is narrow, go for the space just above the head. It's the last place that the keeper will get her arms up to. You've got to be accurate with it. To the wing, carried away, Arnhart just stood her ground. The angle was too narrow, and she wasn't expecting too much more than a shot above her head at that end. That's going to be a free throw. Solid defending by the captain of the team, Katarina Jezic, the only player in the Croatian team to have experienced a World Championship 10 years ago in Brazil. Last time Croatia appeared, they finished 7th. Since then, have not qualified. Made it through to the World Championships automatically with that bronze medal at the Euro last year. And that's another one for Mattielli, her second. Not too much excitement on the Brazil bench at the moment, though. Oh, nice little flick with the wrist there for the extra power. Cijevic. First goal of the game for the tall left back. Well, Croatia have had their chances. They've actually had 2 more chances than Brazil so far in the game, 11. But have been a bit wasteful with a 45% success rate as De Paula gets her second and the gap grows. 8-5. Ball is loose, picked up again, Debelic. Second goal for her. Well, in a flurry of players running for the ball, she came off best. Arnhart's frustrated. 8-6, 2 goals in it. And now they are individually marking De Paula on the far side. 5-0-1 defence. It does mean a little bit of space at the back now, even more so for the line player. And there's the space. You can see off the post. That's a lucky break for Croatia. Jezic builds the ball up. Krisnik manages to smuggle it under Arnhart. They're back to within 1. Little sidestep around De Paula. You can see her leaning her body across. So it's Anna Türk who's been charged with marking De Paula in this 5-0-1 defence. So far doing well, looking for the line. Oh, yes, wrong side, Jezic. She's standing behind the line player. She's got to make sure she's in front. And Tamires Araújo gets a second. Again, it's a 2-goal lead. Pulled one back. Michijevic started slowly, but she's beginning to find some gaps in the defence. They're expecting the long-range shots, but twice now she's broken through. Cijevic, who was second top scorer for Croatia when they beat Brazil in that friendly Croatia Cup in Porec back in April. That's nicely done. Ribeiro. This time the ball not quite clearing the keeper. It glances off her face. It's a first goal for Larissa Araujo, another one of the Romanian-based players. So change at the left-back position. Larissa Kalaus comes on, number 14. Larissa Kalaus, whose sister Dora would have been in the team and was at the Euro last year, scores immediately. Nice spin off the defender. Looked suspiciously inside the area, which I think is maybe what Arenhart is saying. May well have got a free throw for a bit of pushing. Still a 5-0-1 defence. De Paul on the far side, being individually marked. It's better defence by Jezic, but not to the liking of the Egyptian referees, who give her a 2-minute suspension. Holding on from behind, they may have a point. You got to let go once she's passed, maybe even a little push. But there was still a defender behind, so Araujo's only got a free throw, but it's a power play, and the space is there, and immediately taken advantage by Ana Rodriguez. She's only just come on herself. Scorer at the last goal, Rodriguez, who together with goalkeeper Arenhart were in the winning World Championship team in 2013 in Serbia. And this was a bit of a surprise there, almost as much as Serbia's bronze last year at the Euro. Kriznik. Kozabec comes around. Oh, what a shame. The gap was enormous, but the pass bounced across. It's saved. The ball is loose, and it's picked up on the rebound. Well, it's given against her. De Paula smiles rather wryly, but tempted to say that there was rather a lot of interference, was there? De Paula stands right. There's the contact now. If she hadn't made contact, and no wonder she smiles. Happy to get the ball back. Oh, big gap now. That was always going in. Guerriero, 26-year-old, 11th top scorer in the Spanish league with 49 goals for Granollers. And suddenly it's a 3-goal lead. And Croatia need to stay focused. This decision not to take out their goalkeeper when they're short-handed does mean they have all manner of problems. They're 4 seconds away from getting back to full strength, but call a team timeout. So play resumes after that team timeout, and Croatia are now back to full strength again as the captain Jezic comes back on from that suspension. And immediately the Brazilian defence forced back. It's going to be a free throw. Hefty block put on Blažević to go around, but two players getting in on the act. Meanwhile, they've pulled one back, and again, good entrance into the game by Larissa Kalaus. It's for Croatian champions Podravka, one of only 2 players in the team who play for them. They have such a host of foreign stars in that team that... well, tries to go over the head of the keeper, but it's well blocked this time by Pijevic. Back they come, looking for the line. It's intercepted. The ball is out now. The break is on. Stolen. That was unlucky. She seemed to get in the way of it. Thought she'd done all right. Just a little bit careless, trying to force the ball to the line players. was the block. And I have to say, I'd have been tempted to say that was all right. She tried to make the pass. There was a hand on it by the defender on the far side. Switched back to a 6-0 defence now. The Croatian team given up on the 5-0-1, marking out Depola. Oh, that's a bit of an unusual play, but it opened up the gap. The two-footed jump there. Depola drags in both defenders and then feeds the ball out to Mattielli for her third goal. So once again, 3-goal lead opened up as we come to the 20th minute. It was a close game in the last time these teams met in an official championship. That came off a defender. Referees didn't seem to blow the whistle for it, but even the Brazilians didn't move to go in attack. You could hear it. Krisnik trying to do a little bit too much. It's slowing the pace of the game down. She's got to let the ball run. They don't have too many options on the right-hand side. With the injuries to Milosavljevic and Dora Kalaus, both of them right-backs, along with Japunza, right-winger. Problems on that side. Aronhart makes the save. The break is on now. Croatians are streaming back in defence, though. Making a lot of changes between attack and defence at the moment for the Brazilians. Mattielli and Rodriguez are not being used in defence, coming on only on the attacks. Oh, lovely little sidestep, and that's going to be a penalty, and I think Kalaus will count herself very lucky if that's all that comes of it, because she was pulling Depola from behind. So Pijevic's save counts for nothing. Clock is stopped as they decide to change keepers. Pijevic comes off. Let's just see if it's only for the penalty or if they will make the substitution. Meanwhile, that was a save at the other end. It was neither a lob nor a shot, really. Couldn't quite make her mind up. So the penalty to be taken by Cardoso this time. And she beats Kapitanovic, who came into goal for Croatia. Playing mind games with her, trying to look a bit casual with a chewing gum and her hands on her knees. And Krisnik is coming off, and that's not a bad move, to be honest. She's struggling a little out there in that position. The only dedicated right back they have is Dejic, but they haven't used her there at the moment, with Krisnik playing there predominantly, and now Kalaus coming into that position, looking for Jezic, but she was inside the area. They're just trying to force the ball into the line too much, the Croatians, at the moment. You know, not doing enough outside to draw the defenders off the line player. And some complaining going on, I think, by Nenad Sostaric, and the table have called over the officials. He's going to get himself a yellow card. So Depola, what a big shift she is putting in, trying to get rid of some of the excess resin. No one stand on that, whatever you do. And we've got another call from the table. Egyptian referee just going over to see what's going on, Heidi El Sayed. They're trying to remove, there's a lot of excess resin that's been put on the ball. They do like to have a lot on there, but sometimes players will cake on too much. So play resumes after that interruption. 7.5 minutes remaining, biggest lead yet for Brazil, 14-10. As Croatia seem to be struggling with ideas in attack, and they just need a few more long-range shots to draw the defenders out. At the moment, Brazil happy to wait on the line. Oh, lovely pass! But she snatched at the shot, Araújo, and it goes over the top. Looking for options here. They've got two in on the line. It's leaving problems at the back when the Brazilians push out. They play very aggressive in defence. You put a second line in, they'll immediately push someone up at the back. Wholesale changes going on at the moment. So Blažević has now gone into the centre. She's being shifted out to the right-back position with Stila Puzavic coming in the centre. If the name's familiar, her twin sister Paula is playing on the left wing. It was nicely done. A little sidestep, windmill arm over the top of the defender. Blažević pulls one back. 4 from 4 for the Croatian back player. So they seem to have shifted now. They've tried a 6-0. That's not quite worked. 5-0-1. Gave up on that. Now they're playing a shallow 5-1 defence with Puzavic. It means a narrower base at the back of the defence, and it's immediately exploited by the Brazilians. Cardoso going around the outside for her second, and the 4-goal lead restored for Brazil. It was good play by Puzavic as Araújo tried to draw a foul from the referees. Puzavic tried to use the space behind her while she was play acting, and she gets talked to by the referees, saying a little less of the Oscar nominations, please. Oh, and again. Good block to put her under pressure for the shot that sails over the top, and no luck there. At the moment, the Croatians don't look likely to close the gap. Now the gap grows, 5 goals with 5 minutes remaining. Closed angle, the goalkeeper standing almost inside her post. Pijević. So there'll be a free throw. They really are struggling with the attack at the moment, Croatia. They've tried all kinds of combinations at back to get rhythm, but the Brazilians very enterprising in defence, push out suddenly, try and isolate back players or steal it. Great example, on cue, and put away by De Paula. Oh, beautifully taken, she read it so well. No chance there for Kapitanovic, who stayed in goal after coming on for the penalty a few minutes ago. He's replaced Pijević, who made just 4 saves from 19 shots. Brazil, though, on a 73% success rate. Interestingly, when they come in from one side, on the other side, the number 2 defender pushes out and tries to isolate the back player. And it's forced them time and again to switch the ball back. Under pressure, but she'll get the free throw. It was good blocking by Tamires Araújo. Nothing going on the long-range shooting for the Croatians at the moment. Alenhart picks that one out very nicely. Plays for Montenegrin champions Budućnost. Had spells in Denmark for Norrköping and in Austria for Hypo Niederösterreicher. Playing a 176 international, the Brazilian goalkeeper. Rodriguez, number 9 on the ball now, is their most experienced player. She's playing a 204th international with 736 goals scored. And she's won them the penalty. 2.5 minutes to go. Goes around the outside, and the defender inside the area. Shimara. Jezic not too happy with the call, but it's not going to change anything. Cardoso, poor penalty, no power behind it. Well read by Kapitanovic. So the gap stays 6 goals, but at the moment Brazil are looking good for the win here, with the Croatians struggling to find solutions. Michijevic needs some of her long-range cannon shots, but they've not come in yet. Oh, nearly intercepted. Instead, though, it's allowed an overlap, and again the finishing isn't there for Croatia. A decent angle, in fact, a very good angle for Anna Turk. Frustration. 48% success rate only on their shooting, Croatia, well below par. Compare that with 71% for Brazil. That's an attacking foul, charges into the stationary defender. Kapitanovic tries to move the ball up as Rodriguez Belo comes in. Jezic gets a free throw. He may have an injury in the process to Macieli. The other player blocking, Fermo, one of three players making their debut to major competition for Brazil. Number 26. Into the wing, that's a lovely service. Oh, and off the post, but there was a touch on the winger. 2-minute suspension's been given. They say you stepped into her. And it's going to be a penalty. Let's have a look and see. Well, she's moving in. Shimara sees the shot saved, but it's a suspension for Rodriguez, and a penalty to be taken by Blažević, her second of the game. Right up in the top corner, Arenhat went the right way. She stood back, give herself more time to react, but it's a bigger target though for the shooter. Couldn't quite reach it. And so with just over 30 seconds of the half, so 32 seconds, this could be the last attack. If they time it well, they can get a shot almost on the buzzer. Cristiano Silva, so far so good for Brazil. So they can take their time. It's a long time in handball, 30 seconds. Still with this 5-1 defense, Pozavec at the front. Passive play now being called against the Brazilians. The referee's not going to give them that chance, and they break through. 5 seconds to get the ball back. Goal by Guerreiro, her third of the game. That was close, but it's not close enough, and there goes the half-time buzzer. And at the break, Brazil deserve its 6-goal lead. Croatia throw off the second half of this Group G match of the Women's Handball World Championships here in Castellón, trailing Brazil 12-18. They've got a lot of work to do here. The likelihood is, though, that this match may very well end up deciding who will be top of this group. That's a nice goal for Blažević, who's not being used in defence. She charges off after scoring. The defence seems to be happy to sit back. They are a stronger, more physical side, the Brazilians. While Croatia, who tried a 6-0 defence initially, then they went 5-0-1, where the front player individually marks a player. Now it's 5-1, where the front player is really tasked with splitting the attack, preventing the crossovers, and try and isolate one side or the other. Into the wing, not enough space there. Around they come, but it's passive play call now. De Paula. That's a good block on the defence, took the sting out of the shot. Kapitanovic with a long pass, that's nicely done. Jezic, the captain, and 2 quick goals, and suddenly Croatia are up and running. First goal of the game for Jezic. All started with Kapitanovic. So Brazil just need to settle down. They've come out a bit cold here. Croatia showing some of that amazing team spirit from the Euro last year. De Paula into the wing. Decent angle there. Almost managed to close her heel onto the ball, Kapitanovic, but not enough, I'm afraid. And Larissa Araujo scores. 5 of the Brazilian players play for Dunărea Brăila in Romania, who are currently leading the championship there. Certainly helps for the national team that they get to play together week in, week out. That wasn't a great shot. Arenhart says, can you stop the clock? The ball's disappeared down behind the hoardings. But referees just play on and let the clock run. The wingers very wide, trying to draw the defence out and make space for these attacks down the centre. De Paula, switch back again. That's better defending now by Croatia. Well blocked by Stila Pozavec, plays for Lokomotiva Zagreb. 4 players from that team in this lineup. Oh, Kapitanovic will be annoyed with herself, got a leg on it, but smuggled through. Rodriguez Belo gets a second. Free throw. And a foul on Valentina Blažević. Also plays in Romania, but for Magura Cisnadie. The move is called, and you can see how the number 2 defenders occasionally pops out for Brazil, puts them under pressure. They're not coping well with it at the moment, the Croatians. Very active Brazilian defence. Again, on comes Rodriguez Belo. Attack only for her as well, the number 9. Indeed, Mattielli, when she was on court attacking, only going in attack. 4 minutes played. Already had 4 goals. It's given. Croatians hoping that might be an attacking foul. That's the second of the half now for Rodriguez. Free throw. And Micijevic really not having much luck. She was going for the long-range shot, and the Brazilians blocked her very well. Boxed her in. They just, you can see how much attention they're pushing up on her. Now she gets away, and that's more like it. They need more of those, Croatia. 3rd goal of the game. They still trail, though. Good reaction on the bench. 6 goals adrift. Rodriguez goes to the right for the moment. Guerreiro comes into the centre. She's not a right back herself anyway. She's a left back, Guerreiro. Switch over. Getting a little untidy, and a passive play call has come. 6 passes to get the shot away now for Brazil. De Paula. Rodriguez, and they've run out of passes. That's nicely done. Oh, and puts it wide, but with a push in the air. Surely there'll be a sanction to go with that as well. It's a penalty for Croatia. 2 minutes suspension, and it goes to Tamires Araújo. And I'm not sure she was the right player. It may have been a case of mistaken identity. Ventura seems to be the player that got the contact and pushed her in mid-air. But it's Araújo maybe for an earlier push to put her off balance. Blažević. Oh, it's saved by Arenhart. And even the supposedly easy chances are going begging now for Croatia. Good save by Arenhart. Five minutes in then. 3 goals apiece in the second half. De Paula decides to move the ball back out again. Now the 5-1 defence for Croatia has had a degree of success. Passive play being called against the Brazilians, who are short-handed. They have taken out their goalkeeper, getting her in now. Kapitanovic sees the empty goal. And she got there first, Arenhart. She was racing on. They just swapped her back in. It was worth the shot for Kapitanovic. Wry smile from her. When you look at it there. And that was a shame for the Croatians. She couldn't have moved it up court fast, but so goalkeeper is out again for Brazil. Now they're getting her back in again. The winger races to get Arenhart in. Shot is taken. It's going to be a free throw. The push on the back player. And Rodriguez gets a hand up. 34-year-old. Well, it's an attacking foul. Charges into two defenders. And it's a turnover. Guerriero, the player, at fault. Well, at least she's taking the shots. The follow-up. Good double save by Arenhart. Knocks the ball out of play at the back to make sure it's completely safely away. Brilliantly played. Brilliant second half by her so far. The stats still showing her only with 5 saves. They, I think, have missed out quite a few so far, because that's only 1 in the second half. The defense is holding. Just the Croatians are being wasteful still with their attacks, not correcting that. De Paula switches it back again. It'll be a free throw. Jezic putting the block in. Brazilians are saying, well, wasn't that defending inside the area? Should it have been a penalty? Rodriguez Belo. It doesn't matter, because after a little bit of a turnaround, De Paula scores her 4th goal, scoring against her club teammate Kapitanovic. Both play for Metz in France. And the lead is now 7 goals, looking for the line. And unfortunately, the whistle had already gone there. That was the opportunity. There was the goal, though, by De Paula. Frustration for the Croatians. The referee's blowing the whistle just as the ball had reached into Jezic. And then when she does get a second chance, it's saved by Arenhart. De Paula in the centre. Got the same problem the Brazilians with right-handers being pressed into action as right-backs. It's just the way they like to play it. The experienced players, they manage it. Guerriero brought down by Micijevic. He gets a 2-minute suspension for fouling her from behind. She can plead as long as she wants. Chances of the referees changing their mind are minimal. So once again, short-handed Croatia. They've got to go back, flatten the defence. De Paula, Rodriguez, and De Paula again tries to shoot around Jezic. That little flick of the wrist. Did well to scoop up that ball. It wasn't a great pass up the court, but Shimara managed to dive onto it. And the Brazilians immediately push up in defence against the short-handed Croatians, who don't take out their goalkeeper and put on the extra attacker when they've got suspensions. But they have brought in Larissa Kalaus into the attack on the left side. The Brazilians constantly trying to poach the ball now when they're short-handed. Well, under pressure, and that's exactly where it pays dividends. The Brazilians play it well, but the Croatians look very lost when they're playing short-handed. So Staric just doesn't like taking out the keeper. Oh, lovely sidestep, the puller. Beautiful goal. Left the defender standing. Look at this. She was grasping at air, Kalaus. Class. Silva, big cheer for her. 5 from 9 for De Paula, as again she scores against a club teammate, Kapitanovic. Croatia still short-handed for another 15 seconds. The wingers are going to have to come around and help. And another turnover. They've had 2 in this suspension. So Debilic coming in for Blažević in defence. And they're saying moved into the area to put the block on, and it's a penalty for Brazil. Let's have a look and see. Well, she is going through the area. Clearly a penalty. Rodriguez will take it, her first penalty of the game. Scores comfortably as Kapitanovic lifts her left leg. She shoots down next to the standing leg. That's her 4th goal, first penalty. And the gap is growing. We are coming up almost to double digits now for Brazil. Team timeout for Croatia. Much to celebrate for the Brazilians. For Croatia, their play resumes after that team timeout for Croatia. They've now used 2. They've got 1 left. Brazil have used 1. Michijevic. Well, again, said it earlier, she needs to be doing that a little more often. Brazil haven't given her a lot of room, but she's just got to go in and take her chances. 4th goal for her. It will at least help to pull out that defence, create a bit of space for the line. Because when they've tried to force the ball into the line, invariably the Brazilians have been sitting back, knowing that there's more danger of a breakthrough than a long-range shot. Oh, the gap was so big. Doesn't matter in the end, it's scored on the wing. Rodriguez could have just gone straight through there, but instead passed it out to the wing. 4th goal for Larissa Araújo. Michijevic on the other side, getting that close attention again. This Livia Ventura plays for Madeira in Portugal on the far side, the Brazilian who's marking her. And it looks like she's going to stay with her and tries to sneak the ball away there. Nice little sidestep and a penalty. A trailing foot and a sporting gesture by Tamires Araújo, who gives a thumbs up to the referee. I don't think it was sarcasm. She knows she was at fault. There was that little feed. It was a lovely pass to the wing, but she could have gone through. So Krisnik comes off the bench to take the penalty after Blažević missed the last one, and she scores. She's straight back off again. Hasn't played in the second half. Under the leg of Arenhardt. It was a brisk start by the Croatians, who scored 2 quick goals in the first minute of this second half, and you thought maybe a revival then. Got themselves back. They're within 4, but I'm afraid since then Brazil have found that gear again. Good pressure goal. Samara Vieira, her first of the game. Trying to pass to the line. It's going to be a free throw. The referee's trying to find who was at fault there. It seems Michijevic. Oh, still smiling. 3 of them it took to block her, but the ball didn't reach the line player, which was what she was trying to do. Debilic remains without service. As Michijevic just looks at the referee and can just smile. Oh, it's messy, it's messy. Midway through the second half, and then it's fumbled over the line by Kalaus. Kind of sums up their attack. Just kept in, but then rolled her foot. Mind you, it may be more important that she doesn't sprain her ankle at this stage of the competition than kicking the ball out. So Brazil, well, they've got that suspension going on, have taken out the goalkeeper, put on the extra attacker. Rodriguez, De Paula. Smooth play. Now they're getting the goalkeeper back in again. Araujo runs out. Rodriguez teams it up. That was very nicely done. Croatia hit back. The goal sadly not given at the other end, I should mention. As we see Debelic score. It's a third goal. Cardoso, referees are judged, and it looked like it on the replay on the Brazilian goal, had landed before she let the ball go, trying to do a little Kemper where the ball's lobbed in the air for her. She got a catch and shoot before she lands. Didn't quite manage it. On the attack again now, though, with still the empty goal at the other end. De Paula. Hands off. Good defense. And the door is shut between Kalaus and Micijevic. The turn, and that's a better effort. See how much resin is used on the ball when it stays stuck to a shirt. And it's another free throw in exactly the same spot. Rodriguez this time is the one feeling it. De Paula, beautiful. Dummies the shot, hangs long enough, draws another defender out, and then feeds the ball to Araujo for her third goal. And Brazil once more are toying with a 10-goal lead here. Second time they've been just one short. Krisnik comes into the attack now at the right back position. Micijevic. They're making life hard for themselves, shooting when they're right up against the defender. Vieira was giving her absolutely nothing in defense. There was a little bit of daylight there. Blažević gets the free throw. And the referee said, no, come back and take it again. I thought all the Croatians were outside the area, but because they've blown the whistle to retake the free throw, they had to wait for the whistle to restart. Forgot that, the Croatians. Micijevic. Now she goes for it. And there is the quick arm of hers. 5 goals. Joins De Paula and that individual score. Mentioned earlier, but I still think these two teams will go through. This match may well decide more who's going to be top of the group. Japan looked the more likely candidate to join them in the main round, with Paraguay maybe looking the outsider, but let's wait and see. Plenty of time to go yet. De Paula. No way through there, and Debelic being used as a bit of a defense specialist for much of the game. Oh, that's an attacking foul. Quick ball up court. That's a double dribble. Micijevic. No, it happens even at this level. She'd bounced the ball to get control, picked it up, took steps, and then bounced it a second time. Still the smile. It's just not going her way today. That ends up in the arms of Barbara Arenhart, the Brazilian captain. It's an attacking foul again, and the Brazilians just forcing it a little bit too much. It's not costing an enormous amount for them at the moment, given the lead they've got. That's nice. Krisnik has drawn out the defenders. And the ball put away as both defenders went for Krisnik. Put away by Shimara. It's 2 goals in the game for Shimara. 10th top scorer in the Croatian league with Lokomotiv Zagreb. 53 goals this season, Šimara. Still a relative newcomer, though, to the Croatian national team. De Paula. Off the post. Well, the last 3 attacks for Brazil. 2 of them have been attacking fouls, and one of them a missed shot. Again, the players asking for the clock to be stopped as the ball goes way off court, but it's not given. Back on comes Blažević for the attacks only. Buric now on for Croatians. Oh, that wasn't a great pass. We get the free throw. Andreas Šimara. They just managed to smuggle their way through there. Dora Krisnik, 3rd goal of the game. And so team timeout. Play resumes after Brazil's team timeout. Both teams have now used 2 and have 1 left. Again at right back, Guerreiro. Mentioned earlier, they don't have any dedicated right back players. The Brazilians tend to use a whole host of playmakers, left backs, and another breakthrough. Makes it look very easy, Guerreiro. Free throw. Croatia need to keep fighting on here because the scores of the teams are qualified with you are carried into the main round. Goal difference could become crucial. Oh, and again a steal. And Croatia have been turned over so often by some excellent defence. 11th turnover of the game. Five steals now for Brazil. I think that's being generous because to the Croatians, because I suspect it's more than that. De Paula. Rodriguez. Krisnik bundles her over. Krisnik scored 84 goals for Croatia, but until about 3 years ago was used primarily as a defender in the Croatian team. And she can't stop De Paula. She thought that was an attacking foul, but the smile says it all. Bruna De Paula. So been playing in France for a while now. Scores with ease. Good defence closing in. Both of them, though, inside the area, give away the free throw, but she'll be feeling that. Again, this deep defence. Micijevic, as soon as she starts moving from that left-back position, that's better. Opens up the angle. Clips the post, but stays in this time. Šimara now on 3 goals. Hangs for a while and then draws the goalkeeper out. Seven-goal lead for Brazil. It's been up to 9. Oh, what a shame. Perfect move to open up the line. Oh, what a pass from the goalkeeper. Beautiful goal. Šimara with a 4th goal, but look at this delivery from Kapitanovic. Brilliant. 6 goals in it. 5 minutes to go. The goalkeeper's ball. Jezic! Second goal of the game for the captain. The ball in, but it looks like a knee in the stomach of Micijevic. She's trying to catch her breath. And she's going to have to go off now under the injury rule for the next 3 attacks. Smile from her, but that was painful. It's just what they didn't quite need at the moment, Croatia, as they're having a good run here. Lovely pass in, but briefly held her left knee. An anxious moment for Croatia. She seems to be okay as she walks off. Certainly wouldn't want to lose her, not after already having Milosavljevic, Dora Kalaos out with injury. Costa comes around. The only time you wouldn't have the injury rule with a player having to go off is if a player was sanctioned for a foul, yellow card or a 2-minute suspension. That's a nicely placed goal by De Paula. He's now on 7 goals, a 64% success rate. She's having a terrific game, the Mets right back. Krisnik stationary, needed to start the run earlier, gets the ball into the line player. And Debilic, not quite the service she needed. By Krisnik, desperate defending, it worked. It's only a free throw. Long range shot, that's nicely done. Straight off goes Blažević to get Debilic back on in defense. Well, this is what Croatia needed earlier. Brazil seemed to have taken their foot off the accelerator a little too early. They were leading 26-17. It's been now an 8-4 turnaround for Croatia. Into the wing. Looking to the wing. Defence is back again in time, though. Passive play now being called against Brazil. Less than 3 minutes of the game remaining. Free throw. Debilic happy to do that. It'll just put them under more pressure with only 6 passes since the arm went up. They must have used most of them already. Tries to flick the ball. No luck there. Looks for the long pass again. Well, Alan Hart was always going to get there first. A little too long this time by Kapitanovic. Although she has had some very good efforts so far. That wasn't one of them. She did think about it. Didn't think about it hard enough, though. That was one where the player was too closely marked. Well, given that they were within a whisker of being 10 goals down, Croatia, this is looking a lot better. 2 minutes to go. Trail by 5 now. Lift their spirits. Free throw. Croatia will next be up against Paraguay, while Brazil have Japan. Alvaro Herrero, the assistant coach of the Brazil team, looks on impassively. That's not going to count. The whistle's already gone. All that hard work, Rodriguez says, and I get nothing to take home for it. Played for a long time in France. Tries again. I'm afraid still not the right service for Cardoso as they try a Kempa, lobbing the ball in the air for her. Krisnik tries to go through, looks for the line. Yes! That's going to be a penalty. Defending inside the area. Mattielli, I think, stepped in. She's then stepped back again. And so a chance for Croatia to reduce it to 4. Look at her right foot inside the area. She then jumps out. Disagrees, but it's given. Krisnik. Oh, saved! Aaron Hart. Big smile. She's had a great game. Just left her foot hanging there. So 30 seconds to go, a little less. Team timeout for Brazil. The points are in the bag. It's all about goal. Here we go again, the last few seconds of this match. Brazil will want to make this a long attack, so they don't give Croatia a chance to come back at them. It's more a question of how long the referees will give them. The arm is up now for the referees. It's good timing by the Brazilians. Free throw, they look at the clock. One last shot, just blast it. Goes wide, Kapitanovic got a hand on it, and that is it. And it is victory for Brazil in their opening match here in Group G in Castellón. They have beaten Croatia 30-25.